know that as a manufacturer you don't really care what's happening with your products on
Well,
Amazon. It's too big.
I can also think of some cons about doing this as a manufacturer or a producer, because in a way I'm also challenged with or end consumer communication. So if I have a question, and like in support or services, and you also need to take care of these consumer or consumer questions. And besides that, it can be a lot of effort to sell the product directly. Normally they would sell pallets or crates or even complete trucks of their product to one distributor at a time. So with less effort, they sell more of the same product. So the volume is a lot higher. And so I can imagine also a lot of these producers or manufacturers will be quite hesitant to do this.
Yes, we've got an experience like this, but on the other hand, as a manufacturer, it's also a big transformation, and because of internet, because of e-commerce, you can have a direct contact with your consumers. So it's not like that you collect some data because you do some survey or you buy for an expensive data analysis, but you can have a direct contact with your customer, direct feedback straight for them when they purchase the product, when they experience the product, an experience sales channel. So yes, it's a challenge, but on the other hand, it's a great source of knowledge, and I think that's the result of the transformation that we are having. That many years before, there was a producer, there was wholesaler, there was another wholesaler, that there was a final store, and you had a consumer buying from your store, and the producer had a big and a long path in between. Right now, this distance is so shorter and so closer. So if a producer can use it, can get some insights, trends, the value of this, I think it's huge, comparing to some data analysis that you can talk to your customers directly and see why they are buying, how they are buying, what they are expecting.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. And what about producers having their own, B2B shop, where in many cases, if you look at big factories and some of the producers, quite often just next to the factory, they've got their own small, shop where you can buy products. I assume even if you would go to Heineken factory in Netherlands, in Amsterdam, you could buy some Heineken straight from the factory, directly from Heineken.
Yeah.
So what about those type of factory shops? Do you think that there is a space, or it makes sense for the manufacturer to have their own online factory shop with the products?
So Borys, about these manufacturers and producers, do you think there is space for them to sell their products or articles directly online to consumers?
Yes, of course, depends on the products. You come from Netherlands, so if if you are a bike manufacturer, then of course, me as a customer, I would love to buy my bicycle straight from the producer. Just having the biggest variety of configuration, all possible models, just straight from the factory. So I wouldn't be that much interested in buying online from just an online shop where they usually have a limited number of products, limited stock. Quite often, a distributor or final shop is trying to push whatever it's convenient for them. If you are buying straight from the producer, manufacturer, I believe that they would be more focused on finding the right product for me, not pushing the product that they are interested in selling at that point. So this case is quite easy to explain. There is a bigger question if you are FMCG, producer, but still, I'm a big fan of Haribo. And I don't know if there is an online store for Haribo, but I can imagine that, having some, special collections, or, Haribo could sell online in their, factory store. I love the yellow bears, and I would love to buy just not the package with all the other colors, and I have to pick my yellow ones when I don't appreciate the red ones.
Yeah.
But maybe they could sell just in the factory store a big bag only of the yellow ones separated, red separated, and so on. It's just an example that, as a manufacturer, you can make an online shop with very specific products, with a little bit different packages, with some special bundles of products. I remember a Tabasco online store that had like a big and a huge bottle, of 1 liter of Tabasco for big Tabasco fans, where you can really have a unique collection or unique product only at the time. So there are some cases of very successful implementation of online store for producers. I think there was one of the chocolate manufacturer.
Yeah, Tony Chocolonely. I was
store.
Just thinking about it. Yeah.
So some of the manufacturers, even these popular brands that you can buy in any store, that online they had some special products, special collections, some unique tastes. So this of course, it's not going to be a major channel for selling the products, but this can be a great tool to build loyalty of the customers and have this unique, experience that you got it straight from the producer, that it's some unique addition of chocolate, or addition of some sweets, or addition of some spice, or some other products. So your loyalty as a customer to such brand would be much bigger. And as the same as with as we discussed it, and your own online shop would give unbelievable access to the customer data, their preferences, even to build just the database of the customer. That quite often those big brands like Unilever, with all their different brands that they are having, they are not necessarily are able to have a direct contact with the customer. With an online shop, they could do it. And if you look even at these huge brands, some of them are quite successful. If you look at Nestle, and Nestle is having their own online stores for Dolce Gusto and Nespresso, where you can buy, your capsules with coffee, or the machines directly from Nestle, and they always have some very good promotions. They have some unique tastes, even if they introduce some new taste of coffee. This is the place where you can expect to have the product. You don't have to worry that they will be out of this product, because usually they've got quite good stock. And I think that Nestle is getting an interesting information about their customers' preferences and the behavior. So even if you're a producer and you would take care of everything that is happening online on the marketplaces, I think you can consider implementing your own online shop and build your own channel, just as a marketing tool, and also as an option to deliver and sell products. Where some of the businesses, we're talking about FMCG, but some of the businesses are quite heavy. Like if you produce some machines, then your online shop could be the place where people could buy some spare parts. As you know, as a producer, you usually have the biggest stock of the spare parts. So as a user of some machine, I would really appreciate that, if my vacuum cleaner is broken or something, I could go to the producer website, identify my model, and quite fast, buy some missing parts, just straight from the producer. in this way also building, a great experience of the brand overall.
Yeah, but that it also requires at least two extra things I can think of now is that also looking at the logistic part of all this is that, again, if people are buying more online, there will be more trucks and buses on the road delivering all these packages from UPS, DHL, you name it. So I think the logistic part is also an interesting thing to talk and think about some more. But also it requires a complete different way of thinking at the producer side. So you just mentioned Unilever, and I was in contact with some people at Unilever, I think 3 to 4 years ago, but they had absolutely no clue about B2C communication, B2B e-commerce. So they are so used to only communicating B2B that they have no idea where to start. So it's also about attracting the right people to work for these type of companies and to actually implement a working strategy to have these shops or shops in marketplaces online and working correctly like they should and actually getting some orders. So that's also a challenge. The right people for the right job.
Yes, you're absolutely right. But if you look at what's happening right now, so I don't think that right now it is possible for sales reps to visit and offline shops, just travel. And I don't think that any of the offline shop manager and owner would be just interested in meeting with someone at this special location when everybody's focused on making sure that they have, the highest level of security, that everybody is in mask, and that they continue to operate and work products and not have discussions about some promotions. So I think that the current situation will also change very much the way producers are looking at the market, and that they are also aware. People just run away from offline and they went to online. So even though you don't have the processes, you are not ready for that. It happened. The coronavirus just did the digital transformation for everybody, and it happened. So you're right. It's a challenge. It's also a challenge if you look at platform to choose the right type of platform to deliver. Whenever we had some discussion with producers, they also have a little bit different expectation from an online platform, where they are not that much focused on a huge performance and number of products that you can handle, because they're not wholesaler. They usually have just a few brands and some products. So it's not the case of their situation, but they're very much interested in all the content support. So we had a very, very, very good and very successful discussions presenting them how Shopware is prepared with shopping experience feature to manage the content, to build the content around the product, because it's also, as you mentioned, different people. The marketing department on the producer will be very much interested in how the products are presented, how the content, the lifestyle content, the inspiring content around the product is built. So the customer is not only just on the shelf buying, but also there is a right type of environment around the brand. So that's where Shopware is also quite strong about delivering the tool that has a great support for that.
Yeah, and also of course Shopware has some good integrations with ERP, but also PIM systems. And so it integrates with Ergonote, it integrates with Akinio. Maybe there are probably some more PIM solutions. So that's also a great thing. And also, I think looking at the current market, I know Shopware is also trying to support their clients at least in the Netherlands. They have currently they are trying to support the entrepreneurs and the businesses by offering them a special 6 months free pricing for their Shopware professional license, and one of their hosting partners in the Netherlands is supporting this with a 6-month free hosting. So they're trying to create this jumpstart solution on Shopware for businesses to jump on the e-commerce train.
Yeah. The next level also of e-commerce that manufacturer or producer or the brand owner or brand distributor should consider is, of course, B2B. So what are your experiences about B2B commerce, where a producer is converting, an offline way of selling to online? I've seen some Forrester report saying that like 90-something% of B2B customers are more willing and they are more interested in just doing their purchases online.
Yeah.
And they're just more like tired with sales reps calling them, visiting them, pushing them products. Usually in the not in the right moment of day and the moment when they really need it, but they really enjoy the freedom of online platform that they can do. They can do the purchase of the products they need for their supply system or for their business whenever they like, not whenever the sales rep will come and visit you and try to sell and push you. So I think that this is the biggest switch and the biggest thing that will happen, especially right now when sales reps are not able to visit. All the offices or most of the offices are closed. So usually just the production part is working. There is very high level of security, of not letting people from outside visiting anybody, because someone can bring the virus and the whole factory can go on quarantine, which would be complete disaster.
Yeah.
So this is also changing the game rules right now. Your sales reps are sitting at home. Their white cars with the logo are standing in the garage, so no one is going anywhere. So this is also a big moment for the manufacturers to think of it, because what I believe will happen, or the business in general, the market will get used to this situation. So it's not a temporary thing, but I think whenever the crisis is gone and we'll be back to the different world where more things are done online and you don't really need that many sales reps. And the customers are absolutely ready and prepared to do the purchasing online and not wasting time for visits. So right now, the crisis and the moment that we have is a perfect moment also to change the strategy, work on the B2B platform and the implementation today, because after a few months, everybody will switch and we have some experience with B2B platforms and ordering product online.
Yeah, we'll see what the future brings. And of course, let's hope that this crisis will end very soon, because a lot of people have lost friends or family, and that's very harsh. Let's hope that all our governments and of course all the people working in the hospitals and taking care of our friends and family, that this will soon end, so that we can see what it brings for the businesses, if we revert back to offline and that things were as they were before the corona times, or that it actually will change and we will see some more online business to business.
Yes, sure. So if you are a manufacturer, so right now it's not a matter of decision, if B2B commerce will happen and when to start it, or it's not a moment just to wait for this. It's just the last bell to implement, to do it, because people when they'll be back, we will solve the crisis as we solve all the crises before as a human nature. We went out of the wars, we went out of the bad problems and situations, and usually after such a big change, the world was different. So right now also the world will be different. So the producers should right now focus on not the crisis and the problems, because you can solve them, but more like try to anticipate how the business will look like after we finish this crisis. what will be different, because this is the moment when you have to be ready for that. Because when you know how it is, when we'll be back, there will be a green light, everything will start, and then the winners will be the one who are ready to compete in the new environment. If you will be still in an old system, complaining, oh, this is how we've been doing the business before 2020, it might be too late to just wait, because the reality will be different. Let's be in touch. We'll be coming soon with the next episodes.